Hi, planner friends. We'll call it planner friends. I haven't been on here in a while with planners. Since I started my channel as a planner channel, I was trying a couple other things in my life, but planners has always been part of my life. So I figured I'd give a rundown of what I started with this year, where I'm at, and my thought process for next year. It's mid-year, we're doing mid-year reviews, right? So figured I'll give it a try. So to start the year, I thought, like everybody thinks, I had it all planned out. So I was starting in a Just Scribbles Plans weekly duo. I had the A5, this is the B6. I had an A5 Chronicle planner from Faded Chronicle. And then I have my Wonderland all-in-one A5 planner. My thought process at the beginning of the year was to use the B6 plans by Just Scribble as my personal planner, and then to use the A5 Faded Chronicle as my work planner, and to use the Wonderland A5 as my crafting journal planner with my plan. Well, as we all know, when it comes to planning, plans change. But they just changed. Well, I'm going to take this out of here. To start with, they changed quickly on this one. This one, move this that way. This one I did basic setup. Actually, I didn't really do setup. I put in here December. I started to put in some things. Kind of put in schedule, and then you saw right there. It's just me drawing. I really didn't do anything. I did set up the back pages to do journaling. I had sticky notes of what I was going to do. And I did start journaling a little bit in here. I did have a little bit of journaling for the end of last year. Maybe a little bit of a day here and there. I did maybe 2 journal entries a month is what it looks like. So this one, I didn't really grab that much. I love the color, obviously. It's my one color. I didn't realize how much brown I'd picked in my, as I still have to look here. And then, of course, right now I have an apricot Motrin, so it's very, very brown looking. I need to color it up. So this one kind of went to the side. Let's say I used it maybe twice a month. Didn't use the weeklies, just did the back pages. So that went to the side. This one I did set up. I used pretty regularly for the weeks. Use a little bit of the back pages. Did some list in the back pages. My goodness. Had some lists, inks and stuff, greeting cards. Started my planner needs for next year. So I did use this. And if you are wondering, I'll go back to this one. If you're wondering, this one is set up where you have your months interspersed throughout it. You have a blank page. Hold on. You have your first page here, which you have 3 blocks and then a rating section, a grid section. You have your month. You have a blank pages. And then it starts your weeklies, where you have your horizontal weekly, a focus page, kind of what to do. Then you have your vertical weekly. And it goes through that for each week, where you have basically 2 weeks per thing, which is great. It's fun. I don't need, as much as I would like to need, I don't need a vertical week. I don't need this. I don't time block. I work Monday through Friday, 8 to 5 normal. It's it just becomes where I don't put anything on here. I mean, it just be like work, 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 work. And because I don't want my work that doesn't need, I don't need to put my work calendar on this one. So this worked and for a while, and I enjoyed it. I didn't use it every day, but I had it in here, and I did pull it out and grab it and use it, and had budgets in here. And I think overall I really did like this planner. But about the beginning of this month in July, I realized I wasn't journaling as much, and I wanted to journal more. And I don't like picking up two planners. I'm a one planner personal person. That's kind of funny. I'm a one planner person. So that one at the beginning of this month went aside, and I picked up this one back up. And we'll get into this in a second, what I did to this. For work, this has been great. It's kind of the same idea. I'm going to get to a blank one real quick. We'll do December. Actually, we'll do November. So the months are throughout the planner. You have November where you have 1 through 30. You could do tracking on this page. You have your month. Then it goes into a horizontal week here. You have these up here, which would be great for just important things happen that day or a focus. You have trackers here if you want to use them, and then multiple grids. And then you have your vertical week. And it does the same thing through there. Each of these have, and this one, I don't know if it says at the end, have quarter stuff. Oh yeah, all her quarter stuff is at the very beginning, where she has the quarters listed here. So, love the paper, love this planner actually. So, let's talk about my plans for, and I'm still using this one for work. I don't necessarily put stuff in the weeklies because once again, I don't really need it for planning my weeks. Now, for next year for a work planner, I'm kind of going back and forth. I need something to have my projects listed, but then I need to have pages, like notebook pages. And I could just get a notebook, but I also like to know which day I'm working on too. It's easier to kind of keep track of where is happening on that day. So I'm thinking for my work planner, I might actually next year use an Aurora Estelle's daily A5. But I'm thinking like in the undated version. So for work, it won't, I can put the date at the top, but if I, especially since I don't need the weekends, and then I can go over. So that's what I'm thinking of getting. That one's still up in the air. So right now I'm still using this for work. So I moved, this one I'm not using right now. I moved back into this, and what I did for this is I've decided to use next year the Rosey's Life Flow Daily. Because what I realized is, like I said, I don't need the weeklies. I don't need these weeklies. So I'm hoping with hers on the daily, but I want all the goal stuff and everything she has in there, so I find that one interesting. So I'm hoping that what I can do is I have the monthly and then the dailies. And then on the dailies, I can do my journaling, which I have kind of turned this into that. So what I've done is I've taken, I kind of did her quarterly goals, an action plan she has on there, the monthly. I've used this as my to-do list, the weeklies right now, just one weekly here. And then I have the daily journal. So I'm playing with this. I'm seeing if this works. I did pre-order it, so we'll get it and see. But so I do like the A5 size to journal. I'm trying to figure out the back pages of if it's journaling, if I want to write things down. I think I'm more of, here's what I need to do today, which might be 2 or 3 things, so I can put that on her monthly pages. But so right now I'm using this, and I have a Rosey planner going. the other thing I pulled out is I realized I missed rings. I don't really use rings. I just like rings. So what I decided to do is this is literally just my finance and orders one. I grabbed some stuff I had. I do have projects in here at home that I've printed out before. So I can go through here and find things and add stuff as I play with it. Last trip I had, I did put in a thing here, but basically this is for, it doesn't go anywhere. It's my at-home budget planner. And I did it also in rings because I don't really need to save it. The reason I go in and out of rings is that I like the book bound. I like being able to save the books and having them and looking back. So I pulled out the rings so I can have something to use. And I do like it for budgets because I can just throw it away later. It's fine. If I'm working on a project, I can start a project, take notes, like what I'm taking to my crop. I'm starting a list there. So I do have here where I can just do random projects that aren't necessarily things I need to keep track of. I mean, if I have a list that I want to keep track of, then I'll add the list to the Wonderland one and go from there. So this is my look right now. And I've been keeping this in the, like I said, the apricot Motrin. So right now, my current stack is brown. I need to add the green color just to add some color. And we'll see how this goes. Once I decide on this, I mean, I like the idea of a notebook and just write the months, but I like the A5 size. And one of the notebooks I was looking at was, and I like the thin paper too. I was looking at B5 size because I do have some B5s, but I think I might stick with the A5 size for this. I have a bunch of A6 little notebooks, which I think I'm going to use those as my everyday go. Like if I'm running out of the house, I'm going to grab one of those. Let me grab it. The one I'm looking at is brown because, you know, everything's brown, it seems, that I liked last year. Let me see if I can grab it over here. So I have this one. All right. This one might be a pocket, actually. It is a pocket. Sorry, coming back. Okay, I'm back real quick. Let me put these aside. Over the ring. So I do have this cute little pocket. I think it was a pocket one. Which I could see using this. And I do have these little A6s, which I've used before. I used it back in 2025, where I would throw it in I use this for coloring too, and watercolor. This size I'd like to throw in a bag. Even that size would be good to carry around. I tried the week size. I love the week size. I'm just not, I need to stop saying the week has too much stuff in it, so this would work great for on the go. This might be what I need to start doing, and just throwing right now, just throw this in there and use this the rest of the way and pick it up and just play with that. Sorry I rambled. Just kind of wanted to, if anybody's interested of where other ideas of planners, of what people use planners for, use notebooks, kind of where I'm at. And if you have any questions, I'll try to answer them. If you want to subscribe, I'll try to put more videos in too. So I'd be interested to know what your plans are for this year or next year, or how many times you've changed. I feel good that I've only kind of still stayed in these three. I feel good about that. I have switched planners a lot where I've completely changed my system. I feel good that I've stayed in these three, and this is what I've stayed in, and I like it. And I'm getting journaling done, which makes me happy. So I hope you all have a great day. Bye.